I want y'all's thoughts on this, okay?
Okay.
So Texas just recently did a thing where they're going to set up AI. You know those tests that you would take that were fill in the little dots, and
Like
then there'd be like
SOLs?
some do what?
Like for us,
It's
it's
a
called
standard
SOLs. Yeah.
standardized testing, or whatever. But they
Pretty
would
much.
also have like some word, write out your answer stuff on there as well.
What's
It basically
what am
do
I
what?
what am I typing in? I'm not finding
Texas using AI to grade standardized tests. Maybe try that.
grading tests. Okay. Instead of person grading open-ended questions, artificial will grade the majority. That one there, just like a
Yep.
news article.
Yes.
Okay, so this one is
fresh.
from CBS19.TV.
I'm on that one too.
Okay. This lady's talking to me. I wasn't expecting. Sorry. All right. So let's pull up the website again for anybody watching.
Okay.
Shout out CBS 19. Right in Tejas, Tyler Tejas. This is wild. So you've read a little bit about it. Was this what you were
Yes.
telling me that you wanted to bring up on the
I
show?
do.
I did not read any of it.
Okay.
I
This
read
this
the wrong
is
article then. God damn.
this is this is super interesting to me. So we'll hit the highlights right here. Like, so instead of a person grading the open-ended questions, like you have to fill in the whole blank and write out like what's the reasoning for whatever.
Mhm.
The artificial intelligence will grade the majority of these types of questions. So it's kind of messed up because it's going to take away. If a kid's super creative with their answers and stuff, like, it's just going to say, nah, just like,
Yeah.
Now there is a stipulation in there. So if the AI deems it cannot make a decision, then a human will do it. But what's the threshold, right?
Yeah. Right here it says, according to the Texas Tribune, the agency is going to save around $15 to $20 million each year by having AI grade open-ended questions instead of having a person go through each written response.
So here's the question on that. As I'm not sure what your old lady does, Goop, but I know that me and Matt are in the education field as far as our spouses.
Yes, I was going to say we are not. There's
yeah,
no way
I
they're
am
going to
not.
let us work
They are
in
not
schools.
I'm not allowed 5,000 feet from a school. So, so when teachers are in the summertime, a lot of them will do temporary grading just to kind of subsidize their income, right? And so that'll be like a little few week summer job or whatever. This is going to remove 70% of those people.
Yeah. Yikes.
Dog.
I mean, I've even read things, and I'm sure you guys have, that right now or projected within so many years, AI is set to take over like 300 something million jobs. It was almost the population of the U.S. jobs that'll be removed with AI throughout the world in a little bit. I mean, this is tough. You get people that are relying on this extra income, and now it's gone because of AI. But what about the fatigue factor, I guess, or potential teachers just being like, nah. I mean, there has to be a reason other than the money, right? Was there an issue, or is it just like, hey, we found this technology and we can save a lot of money?
From what I understand, it's a way to save money. Yeah.
Gotcha.
Yeah. The education system's fucked. We know that. I mean, all three of us had shitty teachers when we were kids that just didn't give a fuck, right? But I chalk that up to them not making any money, dude.
That's the sad part. Just the fucking government, like how they control all this different shit and like the spending plans, and it doesn't fucking work. It's upside down.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Our whole budget's upside down.
So let me ask you this, because in my state, you have to have a master's to be a teacher.
God damn.
Really?
You have to, which is a 4-year education and then a 5th year to be a teacher. And that's high school level. And I know in Texas, you can have a high school education and go be a teacher. Is that correct?
No. You have to have a bachelor's to be like a real teacher. But you don't have to have dude. Masters. You don't be a teacher if you have a master's.
That's what I'm thinking. But and the reason I asked that, I have family in Texas, and I'm pretty sure that at least one of them is a teacher, and I don't know if they ever went to college.
Are they truly a teacher? Are they like a sub or something like that? Because
I don't know.
You can be a sub and have your associates or something like that.
Okay.
But you got to have an actual 4-year to be a teacher.
Or like a certificate on the side for what specialized training or teaching?
No. From what I understand, it has to be like a real degree. Yeah.
But
How
it
about,
can
like,
be in
substitute
anything.
teachers?
Oh, yeah. I assume there's got to be some sort of courses, covered for that, but
You would think. But I mean,
don't-
most of the time when you go to
I don't think
college,
they could go be an electrical engineer and go teach English class
true.
because they're all Indian.
No, I put my charging station in. I read a fucking book and looked at YouTube. I'm like, I can fucking do this. Fucking nailed it.
Yeah. So it's just wild to me, dude. Like, I really feel like the teachers, if they were getting paid more, you get better teachers for sure.
Oh yes, no doubt.
And then now even more about to get fucked. And dude, there's so my oldest kid's school is only 4 days a week.
Mm-hmm.
What?
Because they had trouble finding enough teachers in the district.
Oh my god.
So they just moved everything to 4 days a week. Nobody wants to be a teacher anymore, dude.
What, could you blame them?
No.
I mean, your state might be a little bit different, but in this state, you can't hit the kids anymore, whether you think it's right or wrong. There's no fear of these kids, so they know that they can go in there. It's kind of like the people with the big trucks. They usually say somebody, at least in this area, when they get out of a really big jack lifted truck, they're usually really small. And it's the same thing. You got these small little mouthy, shitheads that are in these school districts that can just run their mouth knowing that they can't get popped. I can tell you right now. Yeah, go ahead.
So game changer. So with Elon Musk developing the robots, say that replenishes like teachers and like the workforce. How would you feel about your kids being taught by a fucking robot?
I mean,
it's gonna be a whole thing, dude. They don't even want drag queens in the library, much less robots in the classroom.
Yeah.
You like how that? I don't know how that works together, but in my head, it made sense.
Both sides.
I mean,
same, right?
I mean, imagine this: like you were not allowed to hit them, but maybe a robot's allowed to discipline a kid.
Just
I mean, when
zap?
we went zap,
electric shock.
I mean, sometimes they just need this. I mean, when I remember going through school, being younger, and if you ended up in the high school wing or something, you weren't going to run up your mouth to a high school guy, or they're going to throw you off a locker, throw you in a locker, give you a swirly. There was always that little bit of a fear, and that's usually pretty decent. Because now what if this mouthy kid goes to, say, a school here, K through 12 small, he thinks he's going to go down to New York City and run his mouth because nothing can happen to me in this world. You're done, bud. I mean, you got to have some real life here. And there was those people in school. It was almost like, hey, we're not quite here to learn. But sometimes I'm just going to take out my shitty home life on you, mouthy little brat. You know what I mean? Like,
I advocate for bullying, dude. To an extent, I advocate for it.
I was a bully fucking beater upper, man. I fucked bullies up in high school.
But they needed that too. It's a give and take. It's a two-way street.
It's a balance, yes.
Yeah, there's a balance to it, dude.
Bullying, what we think is bullying and what these kids think are bullying are very different. I mean, kids were kids. Kids are assholes. Kids are going to say mean things. Kids are going to do that. But like Goot said, we were a very small school. Nobody was a bully. There wasn't anybody that was just completely, trying to ruin somebody's life just because they were having a bad day. If it was there, some kids took care of it.
Yeah.
You get in a fight, it was over with, it was done, it stopped. Nowadays, you know what I mean? Even where we are, you got 3rd, 4th, 5th graders that have these phones for some goddamn reason, and they're doing things, they're saying things, and it's becoming a thing. Like,
they can't escape it. That's the thing. Even the kid that was getting bullied at school got to go home and just like be alone for a while. Yeah. Now it's online, dude. So like they can't escape the bullying. It's fucking,
and
there should
we
be
all
a class
probably got
on making mean memes.
AI will do it.
Yeah.
But I mean,
if
back
you know
in the
how
day,
to use it. If you know how to use it.
If you know how to use
it.
But I'm pretty sure all of us got made fun of at some point in our lives. Every single one of us. To a point where you were upset, but you learned how to handle it. You either became a bitch and just kind of mulked and just shut your mouth for a little bit, or maybe you just weren't a bitch and you still just shut your mouth, let it go, because you know that there's always the next thing. It's not always going to be you. Some other kid's going to do something stupid, and then it's going to be them. But it was the kids that just kept antagonizing. And it's almost like they liked getting the attention. And they were the ones that, if you can, you showed the emotion. This is some free stuff, kids.
Yeah.